Hello, my college football friends out there. The stage is set for January 9th, the national championship game between number one ranked Georgia Bulldogs, perfect 14-0, defending national champs coached by Kirby Smart, taking on third-ranked TCU Horned Frogs coming in at 13-1, coached by Sonny Dykes. My friends, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is going to be a track meet, to say the least. We have the Dawgs coming in on offense, averaging nearly 40 points a game. TCU coming in on offense, averaging 41 points a game. This is going to be a barn burner. But tonight's video is going to be, will the Dawgs repeat as national champions? I will give my answer at the end of the video. My friends, number one, just to get to the national championship game speaks volumes. Everything has to go right. And just the way Georgia did it last year, upsetting the Alabama Crimson Tide 33-18 to capture the 2021 national championship game. And to come back and get back to the national championship game is no easy task. They are led by Stetson Bennett. What a phenomenal season he has had. 23 touchdown passes, only 7 interceptions, and has passed for 3,823 yards. And what a game he played against my Buckeyes, throwing for 398 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. Phenomenal game by Stetson, to say the least. On the other side of the spectrum, we have TCU. Phenomenally coached, without a doubt, Sonny Dykes. He's done a wonderful job with this team, to say the least. Only blemish of the season was the 31-28 loss to Kansas State. But after that, TCU got their act together and is playing for a national championship game versus the Dawgs. Now, for me, they are led by Max Duggan, 3,546 yards passing on the year, 32 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions. You know, when I look at both of these teams, without a doubt, moving the ball is not a question. When I look at the Georgia Bulldogs defense, they are yielding only 15 points a game all season long. When I look at TCU's defense, on the other hand, some question marks come up for me. This is a defense that has given up nearly 28 points a game. If it wasn't for their offense, Michigan would have won that game. Case closed. Michigan put up 45 points. And let's be honest, J.J. McCarthy, who in my opinion, I think Stetson Bennett is a better quarterback than McCarthy, and it's not taking nothing away from McCarthy, played a very good game and threw very well and burned the secondary of TCU. Now, this is the same TCU team that is led on the ground by Kendre Miller. 1,399 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns. My friends, I'm just going to throw this stat out. Max Duggan has had so far a tremendous season, to say the least. But he did not look great. Actually, to me, he only looked average against the Wolverines. He was 14-29 for something like 235 yards passing. Yes, 2 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 interceptions. I'm just going to say this. He cannot play like that and expect to lead his team to a national championship by defeating the Dawgs. I don't see it. Now, for me, you have A.D. Mitchell, played a whale of a game against the Buckeyes. Arian Smith, he only caught 3 passes, but they were for 129 yards and 1 touchdown. And McIntosh Personally, when I watched the way Edwards for the Wolverines ran through the TCU defense, I'm thinking this is going to be a long night for TCU. Again, if it wasn't for the track meet and Sonny Dykes' offensive game plan, TCU might have lost that game very easily. The question marks for me, my friends, is this. Can TCU D-line put pressure on Stetson Bennett? I say no. Georgia has one of the best O-lines in college football, to say the least. I put Georgia's O-line right up there with Michigan, definitely with Alabama's O-line, and with the Buckeyes O-line. My question is this. If they're not going to be able to pressure Stetson Bennett, then it could be a long night for TCU. When I just mentioned these three speedsters of wide receivers for Georgia, and let's not forget Brock Bowers and McConkey. I didn't even mention them yet. My friends, this is the reason why I'm going to say that, and let's be honest, the Michigan Wolverines offense gashed TCU's defense. They truly did. And can you only imagine what Georgia and their physicality is going to do to TCU's defense? Again, my question is, will the Dawgs repeat as national champions? And for me, the answer is yes, they will. You know, when I watched them and the way I watched Georgia and Kirby Smart overcome a 14-point deficit in two occasions. In the first half, the Buckeyes had the Dawgs up 21-7. And as a Buckeye fan here, I was riding high. I thought we had you guys. And then in the second half, the Buckeyes again had the Dawgs up 38-24. But there was no quit in the Georgia Bulldogs football team. No quit. Again, they overcame two deficits of 14 points and went on to win that thriller in the Peach Bowl, 42-41. I just think it's going to be destiny that the Dawgs will repeat as national champions, without a doubt. My friends, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. It is free to do so. If you like this video, please click on the like button. And like always, please comment down below. Now, real quick, I cannot forget some of the players for TCU. Darius Davis has had a very good game so far and played very well against Michigan. Let's not forget Tay Barber, 36 grabs, 605 yards on the year and 5 touchdowns. And the leading receiver, Quentin Johnston, 59 grabs, 1,066 yards receiving, and 6 touchdowns. So, my friends, Max Duggan does not just look at one primary receiver. He has a few options. But do I see the Dawgs defense and secondary stopping TCU? Yes. You know, sometimes they say it's tough to stop a potent team on offense, but at least you can neutralize that team. And I think that Georgia is going to bring the house on Max Duggan, and I see Georgia getting it done and defending their title for the second year in a row. Like always, peace out. God bless. Buckeye Vinny's out of here. You heard it here. Go Dogs.